Wat voor melding zou je willen hebben? Oh, Als je me nou? Ja, ja, nee, ja. Oké. Hey, hij is laat. Waar is Chris? Nou ja, ik zie hier op YouTube de Grindelwald Bastards live stream. Dus ja. 2 kijkers, 49 seconden geleden.
There we are. I hear Oscar, but I'm not seeing you, says Edwin. Nou, we gaan het, we gaan het allemaal checken. We zijn, als het goed is, live. Welkom allemaal. We gaan de audio-check doen om te beginnen. En dan gaan we wachten tot Edwin zegt dat alles goed gaat.
Let's do it in English.
Yes, let's do it in English. Welcome to our stream. We will start off with our usual audio check. My audio seems to be working. And the second one we go to is Oscar from the south of the Netherlands.
Yes, present. Hi guys, it's Oscar. Live from the Netherlands.
Okay. And then we'll do a sound check from the United States of America. We've got Chris
and from Salt Lake City, it's Chris.
Very good. Okay. Well, my audio thingamadoodles are working. Edwin says nu wel, which will translate in now it's working.
What happened, I think, is that you already put us live, but not the video channel. So we were live in voice, but not in the channel.
And I switched that off somewhere when I noticed it, and then I switched over to the user. Anyway, doesn't really matter. First of all, the whole NDI thing is still a problem because nothing is working. The whole community is saying that it's not working, so I'm not even gonna try. Everything's fine, says Edwin, which is great, obviously. So we'll do it like this, which is, okay, because it works. And we know how to do it now, so that's good. And it's good to see you all. I think today we've got a couple of subjects to discuss. First of all, obviously, Formula 1. That will probably take up most of the time. I assume everybody has seen it. And then I've got some other things which we can or maybe won't go through, but we'll see. I did some purchases and some other things that I've done, which might be interesting. But let's...
My take on the Formula 1 race was that Max probably got to the end and went, I only made up one place.
Yeah. Well,
with all of the cars that he passed and then went back and passed and went back, and
Max
I'm sure at some point he must have felt like he was further ahead than he was.
Yeah. It was a mess. It was a total mess.
Fine.
It was a mess and it was fine. And it was, it was to be expected that, you know, that brilliant streak of good luck and brilliance and everything working and every strategy working out would stop somewhere. Obviously it has stopped here, so that's not a weird thing to happen.
Not unexpected.
Yeah, that's all okay. But the race was both really good and interesting, and also, I don't know, a little bit messy. I don't know what to think about it, but yeah, Max, I mean...
I thought it was interesting because they didn't have a tyre choice that fitted the track. Nobody did.
No, exactly. It was all shit.
The commentators on the international channel on Sky, they kept complaining, why is the track not drying up? I'm like, do you not know how a humid environment works?
Yeah.
it doesn't dry up.
No. It's, I know.
Yeah, but there was also no wind, so
no.
It just moves the wetness from one place to another.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was obviously a thing. So it was interesting. The long delay, I didn't know why it took an hour delay before they started, but okay. And then it was pretty interesting. I mean, obviously with some guys going off track and having difficulties, you know, trying to figure out where the breaking point is, and that's all exciting stuff, which is great. And I can't even remember the whole sequence of events, but one thing that I really thought was stupid, and some people say he couldn't, you know, it was just something that happened, he bottomed out, but why did Max again so aggressively try to overtake the McLaren while he could have waited? He could have waited for a little bit. I mean, he was overly aggressive. I thought it was a stupid mistake, but then again, I'm not in the car. He said he pushed on the brakes and the car was bottoming out. Obviously, that takes away pressure off your tires, and that would mean that you will start, you know...
I have a feeling that the McLaren just sort of watched him sail across in front and go, wow. Bye.
Yeah, wow, where did he go?
Bye.
Thanks for
wave.
Yeah. It was like a sailing boat, really. Yeah. It was weird. So I thought that was stupid. I thought that was frustration coming through. But that's only my take on it. So that was a deserved setback. And then he did make up a couple of places, obviously, and it was fun to see 3 world champions battle somewhere in the back of the pack, which was, I mean, Hamilton obviously making a mistake also in that last part of the race where he just missed his braking point and went through after he just had so much luck again. He crashed straight into the barriers and he could just drive on. I mean, that's luck that almost nobody has, but he had. I mean, what's his was it Gasly or who Albon, he parked his car in the barrier and his whole wing was stuck in it. So I mean, Hamilton had a bit of luck there, but then he made a second mistake and that was just, you know, the way it is. But interesting race. I do have to say that I'm starting to be annoyed by Russell. Because why is he doing the things he's doing? He starts whining and complaining like that's what you need to do when you're driving a Mercedes. I mean, he was just, I mean, what's he doing? I mean, he was making the worst remarks like, why are they in my way? Like, why are they fighting me so hard? Or something like that.
He's entering his Lewis stage.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
he's learning from the best.
Yeah, he's learning from the best.
He's learning from someone.
Yeah. Well, you know, so that's he is showing his true colors a little bit more. And I think he made some mistakes too, obviously, by overly aggressive driving and trying to get things done which he couldn't really do. Bad luck for Alonso, obviously. I would have, you know, liked him going through and maybe getting a good spot by the end of the race. But so that was well, Max had a lot of luck and also good driving to get to 5th. And that would have been great, maybe 4th or 5th, you know. That would have been a great result. But then, you know, with the bad start...
Still scored plenty of points.
Yeah. It's not like I mean, he will still most likely become world champion. I mean, it's not like, a big problem. It's just that I thought he could have done this a little bit better than he did. But okay, that's
and I think it's not even still a done deal now in Japan.
No.
Yeah. It's
kind of nice that it's stretched out a bit now.
Yeah, it's nice for the sport that it's not already there at that point, which is good, and we'll see what happens in Japan. So everything's great. I mean, it was a good race. I didn't think it was a strong performance of Max, but that's just my take on it. Maybe he did a brilliant race, and nobody could have done it better. I don't know, but I didn't think he. Yeah, I don't know, but I think he messed up a little bit. But luckily then also Lewis messed up, and some other guys also did the same. So it's not like he was the only one. So who was the best driver? Probably. I mean, I think. Well, Leclerc did a great job. What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a good question.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, it's difficult to say.
So that's a good question. So what you said about Max, and I think there are more drivers to say about this but it's only the guys who were trying to get past anybody else.
Yeah.
Were the ones also who made mistakes.
Yeah.
So
Max managed to pass a few people okay, but then that McLaren one was like, even like when he started to brake, you could just see he's never going to stop.
Yeah,
he was too enthusiastic at that time. But
his luck ran out, but his luck was okay because he missed the McLaren and he missed the barrier.
Yeah.
That's luck.
Yeah,
that wasn't skill or judgment. That was him holding onto the steering wheel with his foot hard on the brake, going
praying.
But also stopped braking and started turning already at the proper time again. But No, but the point I was trying to make is I think most people were just driving around and they changed some places due to pit stops and such, and they did do nothing else.
No.
And only the persons who tried to get in front of somebody else accomplished something or did create mistakes.
Yeah.
And that was part of the track, I think. Sunday, that it was so wet on the not dry line, and then you have problems.
Yeah.
But before the race actually started, why wait an hour? So they could start on medium tires. So they should have started at full wets, I think.
There were a couple of these things where they were overly careful or something. I mean, the hour delay was one thing.
So next year, if we're still doing Grindelwald Bastards, I will be able to report live from the Singapore Grand Prix.
That would be so good. We will definitely do Grindelwald Bastards until we keel over and die.
We have tickets already.
That's great stuff. That's so good.
I messed up this year trying to get tickets, and then on Friday, before the race, I got an email saying Singapore Grand Prix super early bird tickets on sale. So I was like, what? And it was, you save $900 by buying them now instead of buying them in time or something. So I was like, oh yeah, definitely. And then they allocate the seats for you. You tell the ticket booking system where you want to sit. So they show you a map of the we're on the main grandstand, and it had the blocks of right next to the start finish line is block 14, and then they go all the way down to block 5 at the back end of the grid. Mm-hmm. So I clicked 14. I'm like, I want to be there.
Yeah.
And it said, you've been allocated seats in block 5. I'm like,
yeah.
So then I opened my iPad and did it, and it said block 5. So then I cleared my phone and did it, and it said block 6. I'm like, well, we're getting closer.
Yeah.
Then I cleared my iPad and did it.
Just do it another 7-8 times.
Yeah.
I did this 7 or 8 times, and it was going backwards and forwards between block 5 and block 6, and then suddenly my phone went block 14. I'm like,
okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
And it gave us seats, and I'm looking at the seat map. I'm like, okay, I'll hang on to those because those are really good. But now I want to try on my iPad.
Yeah, if I can.
And the iPad gave me block 14, and it gave us seats in row 3 with no seats in front of us.
Oh, that's so cool.
So we will be right on the start line.
That's so cool.
And you now have 8 tickets, or?
Yeah, for the Grand Prix of 2033.
Yeah. That's why my credit card got so much money.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's great news. That's obviously very exciting. So we should try and do whatever we can to do live streams or whatever, or incorporate that in.
Bearing in mind the time difference, it's going to be.
I know, but we can do live
14
recording.
hours ahead of us, so it's going to be 6 hours ahead of you.
We can do some recorded live stuff, and then just do that in the show afterwards.
Let's worry about that next year.
Yeah, let's worry about that next year. Yeah, that's obviously very good. Well, that's.
And then I'll be able to be live from Singapore.
Yes. That would be great. Cool. Okay. So great race. Mixed feelings about it, but at least a lot of things happened, and some others make good race. I mean, McLaren did a great job. Obviously, Ferrari did a good job too.
That was the big story for me. It's not that they did a good job; they didn't mess up.
Yeah, they didn't mess up. Yeah.
Well, that's for them a good job.
That's a good job for them.
That's an improvement.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Let's draw the line. Don't mess up, and then start trying to improve our performance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, they did.
But for Leclerc, it was his 18th or 19th time that he started from the pole position
and did not win the race.
He only won 4 or something. So
I think it's about I think it's 16% rate that he started with pole position and also won it. It's pretty bad. I don't know. It's just it seems Leclerc, it could be bad luck, or there's some part of his skill
it's the luck.
Set is not luck.
It's the luck. He's now in the position that's because it's a 3-pointed triangle.
Yeah.
There's luck, there's skill, and there's engineering.
Yeah.
This year, Max has all 3.
Yeah.
What Leclerc is missing is luck, because they've got the engineering and they've got the skill.
Yeah.
But he hasn't got the luck this year.
No.
And most of that is because his team strategist is crazy.
Yeah. Mad. Yeah. Well, so maybe I mean, it can all change next year, obviously, but we will see. This year, as far as we know,
So what do you guys think about the budget issue? We will hear tomorrow.
I will be so disappointed if Red Bull get caught up in this, if they're one of the people that have spent all this money.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's going to jeopardize Max and Checo, and I don't think they would have had anything to do with it. Well, they wouldn't have had anything to do with it.
No.
But if Red Bull, I mean, I doubt they would get anything taken away from 2021, but they might get penalties or they might get penalized in this year in 2022.
Yeah.
And I would be this for me would be like if I just suddenly discovered that Dwayne Johnson was like a rapist or something. I would be so disappointed because I love Dwayne Johnson and I love the way Red Bull are operating. And for me to find out that Red Bull were, if they'd done that, it would just be, I don't know.
Yeah.
It would be really upsetting.
Of course, I agree.
But I can imagine that they overshoot.
Why would they risk it
so much? Yeah.
Well,
and actually, yeah. Well, I think for last year you do not need to be afraid because they always state that last year finalized at the 31st of December. So last year that was the end of the year 2021. So nothing can change anymore in that year. But indeed, for this year and maybe even next year, they could get penalized.
If it's not something that affects the two drivers, you know, if it's something like they have their budget cut or they have the wind tunnel time restricted, they don't get to do practice sessions. Okay, I'm fine with that because the drivers can compensate for most of that.
Yeah.
If they then just start hammering them, saying we're taking away championship points, you know, we're taking away, you know, 100 points from Checo and 100 points from Max or something like that, that's when it really becomes a problem.
Yeah.
Well, I think if they take away 100 points from Max, then he will still
bad example.
become a world champion. But no, it's yeah. Well, let's wait. I think
I wouldn't be surprised if it was Mercedes. I would be surprised if it was Aston Martin. They're the other company. I would really not be surprised if it's Ferrari.
No,
because Ferrari have been really cagey about it. They've been like, no, don't talk to us. Talk to Red Bull.
Mm-hmm.
You know, every time someone's approached the question with Ferrari, they've deflected.
Yeah.
So, my
suspicion
suspicion is it's going to be Red Bull and Aston Martin, and I really don't want it to be.
Oh. Well, let's wait until tomorrow. I think they stated, I think, that it's going to be announced on Wednesday, so it should be tomorrow. But well,
do you think
they
that whole thing, that whole situation, has had an effect on Max?
Yeah.
And that's why he was so erratic, or not erratic, but less steady, as less focused, steady. I don't know, and frustrated.
He's probably worried and frustrated about his career now.
Yeah. Because
he went on Twitter or something. He said, "Just keep your mouth shut. There's nothing to talk about yet. You don't know."
No.
Mm-hmm.
No. Yeah, it's worrying. It would definitely, take away.
It would be disappointing.
Disappointing, and you know.
Yeah.
I hope that they didn't do it, but it will most likely. Well, we don't know. But it could be a situation where they say,
it'll give us something to talk about next week.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
And it could be the same with Ferrari when they, played outside the rules and nothing really happened and it was all, kept there.
On the plus side, if it turns out to be this and they don't enforce any particular penalty, that's the end of the cost cap.
Yeah. So they have to. So they have to do.
Because then it's just going to be millions of dollars again.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Well,
but let's wait.
We'll see. Something to talk about next week for sure.
Yeah.
Should we end on a happy note? I believe you did something.
I know. Yes, I did a lot of things. The first thing that I did was bought a new car battery. I peeled this off the old one because my car didn't start anymore. So that's
okay.
So that's my first purchase.
Change the sticker on your car battery and now it works.
It was
your 1-to-1 scale car.
Yeah, my 1-to-1 scale. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It was a June 16, I think, battery. So it's not it's 6 years, is that? Yeah, something like that. But it's completely that. So I just bought a new one. Hopefully it'll come tomorrow and I can change it out. So that was a thing. Another thing is that I finished my Carina. Came out pretty good. Had some issue with the windows, but I won't go into that. But it's it's pretty.
I like it.
Yeah, it's cool, is it?
I saw some images you posted, I think last week or something.
Yeah.
And you did some weathering on the rims and.
Yeah. I did. I made it a little bit like not new. I don't know if it shows, but and obviously the underside is also a little bit weathered.
Okay. Yeah.
So anyway, I'm quite happy with it. Some issues with the windows. I probably will go into that when we've got a little bit more time. But the most fun thing is obviously this.
Oh, you stole my box.
Yes, I stole your box. And there's a sticker on it. This one. It's from the Kruidvat.
Really?
It is. Yes. I was there, and and I saw this. That's always a danger when you go into Kruidvat. Sometimes they do have Lego sales, and there's just a box of all kinds of Lego, and it's not crazy cheap, but it's cheaper than normal. And it's also a lot of times it's stuff that is not available anymore. So I don't know where they get it, but anyway. So I saw this one, and it was a really good price, and I thought, well, for that price, I just need to get one. But then, all the way in the bottom of the box, it was one of these boxes that had like a crosshair mesh on it, and it was like 1.5 meters high, and all the way on the bottom, I thought I saw another Speed Champions box. So I had to take out the whole thing. So I took out I threw away.
So you're now upside down in the box with your feet sticking out.
Yeah, I was my feet sticking up the top in the box. And that's...
Now they took an image of you, which is
I should probably make a Photoshop of that. Anyway,
you're on the security camera now.
I found this one. So so cool. That's just really, really great stuff. So
I'll be interested to see how that one builds.
Yeah, me too. I will obviously let you know. The other one we already know because you built it, but I can still share my experiences. But so I did do a thing, and it's really cool. And the last thing I wanted to show you is that I found this in my attic, which is Fuller AMS track.
Old school. Yeah.
It's about HO trench scale. And it has little cars like this one. It's like a slot car track, but with tiny cars. And there are videos about that. I could probably do some. And it was made in the 60s, probably somewhere in the 60s. And it could be track that you could put on your model train layout and have cars driving. So it's not specifically a racetrack. It's just like a road track.
Road networks.
Yeah, road networks. And it's really cool. And I when I was a kid, I got that for my birthday one time. I think it belonged to my dad or my granddad or whatever. And then I played with that a lot. And then it was up in the attic. And now Georgia is at the age where he would probably play with it. But I have to fix a lot of things, clean everything. Also, these connectors are loose. So they're loose, and I miss a lot of them. So I found on eBay a German site where they still sell, parts of track, and also.
Do you know where else you could get those? Into Modellbau.
Oh yeah, probably. We should probably look at that. Yeah, but anyway, so I ordered some of these things, these like connectors again, and just to what I always liked is the controllers, which are it's stupid because it's a steering wheel which has speed, but anyway, it just looks really, really old-fashioned and cool, but they still work. I did got it working, but I need to get everything connected and cleaned up and make everything work well again. But this is probably from somewhere in the 60s. So this is 60 years old. Is that?
And it's low voltage, so the chance it sets fire to your hair when you plug it in is slim.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it's 12 volts or something. But anyway, so all the cars, I've got a couple of cars still working, but I have to see which ones I do get working because it has these little things on the bottom, and there's going to be some work.
You want to give James May a phone call? He'll help you take that apart and clean it.
Who's gonna?
James May.
James May.
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah, he'll be.
He loves old toys like that. He'll help you take it apart and clean it.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna do that. Obviously, wait for the little connectors and set up the track and maybe do some video about that to show on the show. Anyway, so
I think I should be able to find something of this as well somewhere at my parents' house.
Yeah, you sure?
I think so. My dad had also.
Well, maybe this.
Something
I don't know
like
if this was. I got it when
a whole network.
on my about 10th birthday or something.
Yeah.
It might have come through your dad or through granddad or whatever. I don't know. We have to check.
Well,
we'll have to check. Anyway.
Yeah.
So cool. I'm having fun, trying to have fun, getting that all working, and making that. And George was really excited. He thought it was like really cool. So if I have that working again, we can have some fun with that, make some videos and share that with you too. So cool. Anyway, yeah. So a lot of cool things to share this week. And it's already 9:00, so we've had another half an hour of fun.
My lunch is on the way.
Okay. Well, my beer should be on the way, so I'm gonna take a shower, slip into something comfortable, and get a beer, and then it's gonna be early night probably for me. So thanks everybody for watching. Subscribe, do everything. Nobody ever.
Hit the bell.
Yeah, hit the bell. I don't know, whatever you want to do if you see this. And we will be back hopefully next week. I don't know if Oscar will be there. I thought he might be not be. We'll see.
Probably I am.
Well, great stuff. And then we can talk about whatever happened to Red Bull's budget cap. So
and the Japanese.
And Japanese Grand Prix, obviously, because that's already next week. Yeah, that's very, very cool. Okay, thanks for watching.
Excellent.
Bye-bye.
Bye,
buddy. Bye.